Hey, I want to talk about something that a lot of women feel, but don't always know how to name. Your husband says he needs space, and you're trying to respect that. You tell yourself, don't push, don't make it worse. He just needs time. But after a while, even the cat is getting more quality time than you. And now you're stuck in this place where you're constantly second guessing yourself. Am I being supportive or am I being shut out? Should I say something or will that just push him further away? And underneath all of that, there's this quiet feeling that you can't shake. I feel alone in my marriage. And listen, that feeling matters. There's a difference between healthy space and the kind of space that you start Googling, is my marriage actually a long distance relationship? And if you don't understand that difference, you will just keep adjusting yourself, trying to get it right, while slowly losing connection in the process. So today, we're going to slow this down. We're going to talk about what healthy space actually looks like, but what emotional withdrawal really is, and how to tell the difference so you can stop guessing and start seeing clearly what's actually happening in your relationship. Now, this is where so many women get stuck. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. If I had a dollar for every time someone told me to just give him space, I could probably buy my own Airbnb, where at least I'd know when someone's going to disappear. But especially if your husband has a history of trauma, you carry this extra layer of compassion. You don't want to overwhelm him. You don't want to trigger anything. You don't want to be another source of pressure in his life. So you step back. You try to be understanding. You try to be supportive. But somewhere along the way, you start to feel like you're disappearing too. And I want to share what this looked like for me because this is where it got really real. And I want to share what this really looked like for me because this is where it got real. My husband wouldn't just take space. He would go down into the basement bedroom, lock the door, and disappear. No one could reach him. Not me, not even the kids. And we would just wait. I started to recognize it as something deeper. It felt like a switch had flipped, and he was just gone. Nothing I said, nothing I did could bring him back out. And I tried everything, talking softer, talking calmer, giving space, not giving space, saying the right thing, saying nothing at all. And nothing seemed to work. So over time, I was so scared of that basement, even the laundry started piling up. Sorry, family, emotional safety first, clean socks second, right? Because to me, that door closing meant disconnection for hours, sometimes longer. And that fear started changing how I showed up. I started pushing harder for resolution in the moment because I thought, if we can just fix this now, maybe he won't go down there. Honestly, at that point, I started apologizing for the weather, for the dog barking, for the existence of Mondays, just in case one of those would help. I would hide things, avoid things, sweep things under the rug, anything to keep that door from closing. But turns out, you guys, my strategy was about as effective as trying to put out a grease fire with confetti. The pressure, the urgency, the fear, it was just pushing him further away and keeping him there longer. And this is where it gets so confusing because you're trying to help, you're trying to hold the relationship together, but without realizing it, you get pulled into a pattern that keeps both of you stuck. So, what do you actually do with this? Because once you see the pattern, you really can't unsee it. And the instinct is going to be to fix it. Suddenly, every conversation feels like you're auditioning for America's Next Top Mind Reader. Spoiler alert, the judges are tough and the rules just keep changing. But I want to slow you down here because the solution doesn't start with changing him. It starts with changing how you respond to the pattern. And I know that might feel frustrating to hear because you've probably already been carrying so much, but stay with me. The first shift is this: you stopped chasing him into the withdrawal, not physically, but emotionally. You stopped trying to pull him out, convince him, fix it in the moment, because you already know that doesn't work anyway. And more than that, it's actually feeding the cycle. The pressure you feel to resolve it right now is the same pressure that's pushing him further away. You begin to create space without abandoning yourself. It's like becoming your own emotional bouncer. Sorry, if you're in self abandonment, you're not on the guest list tonight. You guys, that is the difference. You're not ignoring it, you're not pretending it's okay, but you're also not scrambling to make it stop. You're steady. You let the moment be what it is without trying to control it. And then, this part matters, you start paying attention to what you need in those moments. Instead of Operation Save Him from the Basement, you're going to shift to Operation Save Your Own Sanity. And bonus points, you guys, if you remember to eat lunch. Because for so long, your focus has been here. How do I keep him from withdrawing? And now we're going to gently shift it to how do I stay emotionally anchored, even if he does? That might look like taking a breath instead of reacting, letting the conversation pause, not forcing resolution when emotions are high. And later, you guys, when things are calm, you speak to the pattern, not in the heat of the moment, but from a grounded place. Hey, when we disconnect like that, it's really hard for me. I feel really alone in it. No blame, no pressure, just truth, because this isn't about controlling his response. It's about no longer abandoning yourself trying to manage it. Change, you guys, it does not show up like Amazon Prime. There's no 2-day delivery on relationship breakthroughs, but every small shift counts. Now, you might be thinking, when he checks out like that, I just want to call someone. I want to talk to a friend or my mom or someone who knows me. But then, almost immediately, another thought comes in. I don't want to make him upset. I don't want to betray his trust. I don't want people to see him differently. I got so good at keeping it in, I could have taught a master class in how to look totally fine in public while actually auditioning for a role in Emotional Survivor. And I get that. I really do. Because I did the exact same thing. I convinced myself that staying quiet was the right thing to do, that being a good wife meant not letting anyone see what was happening. So little by little, I started pushing people away. I stopped reaching out. I stopped letting people in. My phone got so quiet, even the spam calls started to feel personal. And what I didn't realize at the time was that I was isolating myself in a situation that was already incredibly heavy. Let me say this so you hear it. Your circle of trust isn't just for Robert De Niro. You're allowed to have your own support squad. That doesn't mean you have to share every detail or tell the whole story. You get to have boundaries around that, but there is a difference between protecting privacy and cutting yourself off from support. And if you're not careful, you'll end up carrying something that was never meant to be carried alone. So reach out. Call the friend who makes you laugh. Text someone who feels safe. Go get coffee. Talk about life, or don't talk about it at all. Sometimes all it takes is a 5-minute coffee run and a chat about absolutely nothing to remember. Oh, right. I'm still a person, not just a walking relationship barometer. You don't have to carry it all. You don't have to carry it alone. That's not just support, you guys. That's smart. So if you're sitting here listening and thinking, is she reading my group text? Trust me, you're not alone. And no one expects you to figure this out solo because this is complex. Loving someone with trauma while staying connected to yourself is, well, let's just say it's not in the marriage manual, and neither is folding a fitted sheet for that matter. So for a long time, I tried to fix it all myself. Read the books, tried the tips, even Googled how to diffuse emotional landmines, but nothing changed until I had real support and tools that actually worked in real life. And that's why I created this space, a community for women who are ready to stop guessing, stop walking on eggshells, and start making real, gentle change. If that's you, I'd love to invite you to a relationship strategy call. Not a sales pitch, just a real conversation. No scripts, no pressure, no please hold music. We'll talk about what's really going on, get some clarity, and map out what's possible for you and your relationship. There is a way forward, not by changing him, but by shifting how you show up, grounded, clear, and supported. If you're ready, the link's below. I genuinely love to connect. You don't have to take this road alone.